Okay, I am taking this video before putting any bleach in here because I want to be able to document the shit that is moving and living inside this. Clearly we can see that this cast iron pipe is leaking right there, and this is the sludge pool that it is creating, which is obviously a biohazard. So we're going to bleach it. I just poured the bleach in, and I don't think I've ever seen a reaction like that. I have no idea what is in here, but I know that. So this line right here goes to our kitchen. This line right here goes straight up to the back bathroom sink. The long line over there goes to a back shower, and then all the way back over here in the back corner, you can see that line goes to a back toilet. So all of those things are coming into here. And I'm going to be honest, I hadn't really considered, obviously worms live down here and these are good worms, but this is human waste. So I'm crawling on worm castings. I don't know if you can see, but I'm assuming the entire basement or crawl space area is worm castings. So, oh yeah, hey look, active drips. So anyway, this is fun. Okay, so the other thing that we're down here to look at is this is the area under the washing machine. And so here we can see the main washer drain and then our hot and cold supply lines. Sorry, there's a spider on me. So this is obviously new, and then we've got legacy plumbing here that is cast iron pipe in the ground with a stub coming up, and then it's been, you know, rubber banded together right there, which is fairly normal. That's not a big deal. The thing that I'm really concerned with, though, is that we had an inspection done and they went in here in the crawl space and they didn't call out the obvious leaking main water drain. And yeah, anyway, so I'm also not really liking the copper to galvanized pipe to PVC pipe crap that somebody did at some point in order to run water to the washing machine. But I also don't think that I'm going to jump in here and try and cut it all out unless I have to. But what this does bring up is the drain line here comes over and it goes through the wall, and that's kind of problematic because right on the other side of this wall is the back patio of the house, and so we can't see anything in that space. So somewhere I'm going to have to trace this, and then it should tie into our main septic feed. We just have no access or no idea where that actually happens. Obviously we know that they did some repair work down here in the past. There's what I'm guessing is the original washing machine stub where they probably cut off from right there, and yep, there's the original washing machine drain location. So it was original cast iron, sorry, and then they relocated it and left it there. The good news is that the dryer vent does not just terminate down here in the crawl space, and it does go outside. The bad news is, again, that goes under our patio, and so I'm going to have to open up the patio to get a better look at a few things that are going on. Okay, so this is mainly more just for my knowledge, my records, but so we have PVC. This is, I'm just inside the entrance here. So there's original cast iron that's been replaced with PVC. They left the old cast iron pipe here, and this is actually a really great opportunity. You can see what happens to cast iron pipe over time. So if you find yourself buying a house that has cast iron pipe or steel pipe or, you know, whatever, that's what your drain lines eventually will look like. So they replaced PVC going back about 20 feet, it looks like, to the main bathroom, and then all of the legacy iron pipe appears to have been left in place. Oh. Hey, look, PVC glue. Okay, so there's a T here, and then this runs down that way. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but the connection point is there, and then they left all the remaining cast iron or steel pipe going to the back. So there's about 15 feet, I would say. It's not terrible. It's not even too hard to replace, other than just getting in here and getting it done. So I'm going to continue on my way over to the air conditioning lines, which are over there. Okay, so I just noticed something as I was getting ready to head over that way to the AC ducts. We had an inspection done on this property, and this is exactly the kind of thing that I was, I guess, complaining about in the last video. This is a water supply line. You can see that it's properly strapped. Well, I don't know if the camera's picking it up because it's dark in here, but it's properly strapped back there. And then here, at one point, it was properly strapped, and excuse me, now it is not properly strapped. But this is exactly the kind of thing that should be called out in a home inspection. All right, so I made it back to the back portal between stem walls and supports. I don't know how much of this is going to show up on camera, so you'll have to give me a little bit of grace here. I can't go any further. I'm not sure if you can tell, but that is all standing water around the back foundation stem wall over there. This is not, well, this, if I put any weight on this, I'm going to sink into it. There's standing water further back. You can see a reflection where I've got the vent open over there. But we can see a little bit, if it'll not focus on the cobwebs. What I was trying to see is that right there. That's the AC feed line where it comes in from the compressor outside, and it is insulated in this section. And then we come through this stem wall here. Hang on, let me slither my way a little further in, and we can actually see that they made it through the wall, and then they just kind of gave up on life. So all the rest of the way back to my evaporator and air handler, there's no insulation on the line, which I think is driving some of our efficiency losses. I mean, it may not be a whole lot, but based on the power bill that I got the other day, it's definitely not going to hurt. So I want to get an idea of the distances that I have to work with here, and then we're going to order some pipe insulation, and then we're going to crawl in here and sleeve the insulation over the AC line. All right, so we've crawled a little bit further down, and we can actually see right here. Oh, that's not good. Oh, this is all wet. Oh boy. Okay. Anyhow, this is kind of the same thing we were talking about earlier. This was supported at some point in the past, and it gave up on life. I don't know that that's actually a good thing or a bad thing. This is acting as a low point, so we have a condensate. I don't know if you can see it. There's a low spot here, so all the condensed water is dripping down, but I need to get back over there and see what's going on, because that's the condensate drain coming out of the HVAC, and all of the wood is wet. Oh, how would this not have been called out on a home inspection? Let's see if I can get this. So for one, you can see that light colored joist that's right there. It looks like something someone added in, but it's definitely down. It's below the rest of the floor joists. It looks like it may have collapsed on that end. And then over here, oh, come on, focus. Focus. Over here, we've got some repair that somebody tried to do. None of this was called out on the home inspection. This is terrifying. Okay, take this zoom off. All right, so I'm laying directly under my AC unit. This is the condensate line that comes down, and you can see, I mean, this is active mold right here. This floor joist is just soaked. This condensation, I mean, it's cold coming out of the HVAC, so it makes sense that it's going to get cold, but they piped it. They kind of did the right thing, because it looks like they ran it out that way to drain outside, but this is all going through the floor joists, so any moisture that collects on here is going into the open inside of my floor joists, and then it's running right over the top here. I don't know if these are supposed to be insulated. I don't know what that is. Oh boy, I don't know what that is. Okay, that is a cracked support. It is obviously a problem, and again, this was not called out on the inspection. It looks to me that all the moisture in the subfloor and the joists is coming from here. I haven't seen, but that would be, that's a pretty long way for it to spread. I don't know. Maybe it is in this support and it's just running down and spreading moisture everywhere that it goes. I'm sorry, I know that the camera work is absolutely horrible. I'm not used to trying to film on my belly, but I really would appreciate some feedback from anybody who does this for a living. All right, so just for a little bit of continuity, clean out, that is apparently the gas line. This is where I just was, and over here somewhere is where the dryer vent stubs out and my dryer drain comes. But I've got no other cleanouts or anything at least visible. Okay, so what we came up with here is the important thing is to start getting this stuff to dry out. And since we're, wow, that's bad. Since we're in the middle of the summer, there's no way that the air conditioner is gonna get turned off. So I cut the existing drain line out. I'm gonna get the rest of it demoed out here in a minute. And then we're running a line back that way, and I'm gonna run back there to the opening so that we can speed up the dry out. That's about the best I can do for now. I just got the line run all the way back to here, and I went to close my door. Just can't win. All right, so it ended up taking about 35 feet of pipe. I was able to reuse that last section as a piece of the old drain. I had a chance to take a break, and I went and looked at the initial inspection report from when we bought the house, and there's a note in there that says basically they were able to open the outer door and climb in a little bit, but there was water, there was standing water, and they didn't want to go through it, so they just took pictures of what they could. Anyhow, so I think we're about wrapped up for today. This has been fun.